So I wanted to run you through our master strategy plan, give you an idea what that looks like, and yeah, just things that we can achieve with actually going through this planning process. So if you have a look at the screen here, we've got a bit of a timeline here for a test customer. So it just looks at we adding the goals in, a few things I want to do: new car, renovation, boat, and the retirement age, some holidays and retirement, and then sort of all this long period of time where they've got their retirement spending. So you can see down the bottom here, we've added these goals in, and it's actually giving us a percentage, looking at it and saying, okay, yeah, we can do the renovation, we can do the boat, the car, we don't have any funding for that. We can get a caravan, we can get a holiday, but the 60,000 that they need in retirement, it's not going to last long enough. It's only going to be 52% out of their time. So if we go back and have a look at this, you can see on this chart here. So the red is basically the cash flow shortfall. Okay. So it adds in everything, your expenses, any debts, things like that, and those goals that you're wanting to achieve. You can see with this baseline scenario is that we're nowhere near it. We're nowhere near having enough for retirement. Okay, so this is where we work our magic and we come in and we actually provide the recommendations, and we may readjust or reprioritize some of those goals to get us to a situation that actually works. Okay, so this is what it looks like with advice. We've come in, we've made some recommendations. We've still got most of the goals in there, but we might have adjusted those. We've certainly adjusted the time frame on these goals. And you can see here that we've 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. Retirement goals 84%, so it's not too bad, and it's actually getting us to age 84 and 89 with this customer before they're running into a cash flow shortfall. That'd obviously be later in life, so potentially aged care and things like that. So I'm not too concerned about that. But yeah, that gives you an idea of the power of what we can do with this master strategy plan. So we can change things based on what you want, and it's good because you can actually see in front of you what your decisions or goals, and how that'll actually affect your situation, and give you a picture. Are you actually on track, or are we on board a sinking ship here? Um, this has a look at obviously between the two. So up the top is a typical view of a customer that comes into us. And then the second chart down the bottom is once we've actually provided some recommendations and some advice. Okay, so what you'd leave with after your meeting, or that we update each year, is the actual master strategy plan. So it's just a document, runs through, gives you an idea of gives you those charts that we just went through, um, and gives you just details what the information that we've input to the system. Gives you actually some figures in there, on the assets, things like that. Um, Detailed projections on your assets, projections on debts, how quick you're going to pay that off, and taxes as well as the overall situation. The really important thing to remember here is that it's your plan, so we tailor it to each person. We'll actually do it most of the time. We'll actually sit in front of you and do it with you. We'll build kind of at 80%, then we'll come in and we'll work it with you so that you get a good idea of actually what those decisions, or what changes you can make that you're happy with. That's going to give you that chart that stress-free kind of retirement, where you're able to achieve what you want to achieve. We use this as a baseline for our reviews as well. So each year as our review, we'll go and update your master strategy plan. Obviously, legislation changes. There might be changes with your circumstances, as well as your goals will evolve. So we need to be constantly updating that. So each year, financial checkup, come in, we review, see how your investments, all those things have performed. Yeah, that's baseline. But we come in and update this master strategy plan, make sure we're still on track, and make sure we're catering for any future goals or any changes in those goals that you've got. Any queries, just reach out to me. But yeah, I hope this gives you a good idea of that master strategy plan that we talk about. Thanks.